And welcome in to the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening. My podcast co-host, he is the head of the Gamecock Nitty Lions. He's Mr. Carolina Jackpot, Kale Hall. Kale, what's up, buddy?
That would be Nittany and
I don't know. I read it from the Gamecock fan board as Nitty Lions. So that's what I'm going with, the Nitty Lions. Yeah. I don't know. I've had more people talking about how happy they are with Penn State, and aren't two of their coaches coming down here to South Carolina? They're so happy that my God, they beat Clemson yesterday in a shit bowl that they're just so happy. That's the closest they can get to a win over Clemson, is having assistants at another school beat Clemson. That makes Gamecock fans happy. But
to be fair, I mean, I've had Penn State apparel for a long time, and has been my second favorite team, so I'm not jumping on the bandwagon.
I'm not knocking you. You get leeway because with them and with Oregon State.
There you go.
I'll give you those two.
Yeah.
Anybody else, you're just assholes.
The next year, if Clemson plays Oregon State in the bowl game.
Fuck. Anyway. Oh, by the way, I wanted to bring up something too. And we keep talking about this. The idea that these bowls don't mean anything. I mean, it's really showing forth as of right now. Mm-hmm. Because if you look at the bowl champion or the bowl teams and their records, shut up. Mute. Anyway, so if you look at the bowl standings as of right now, all right, the SEC is 2-4, the ACC is 5-3, the Big Ten is 5-0. No one's beaten a Big Ten team yet. So I want to make sure that people remember 4 years ago when I said the bowl games don't mean shit unless you're in the conference playoff or the college football playoff. They don't mean shit. They're meaningless exhibition games to give us something to watch over the holidays. Hopefully now you'll see that. Or, you have to eat it, that maybe you SEC scrotum lickers have to eat it and say, okay, maybe our conference isn't good. Could be that. It's one or the other. You can't have your cake and eat it too. No Marie Antoinette will be allowed here on the program this evening. So there you go. Anyway, Jackpot, any bowl game that you liked this season that kind of hit you in the face was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of any of those have been. I mean, I don't think any of them have been, especially great. Who was it the other day? UTSA played in the bowl game. They fell behind and came from behind and won their bowl game. It was a pretty good one. Was that the
Here, this is another dumb comment from Spank Mapleton. They matter. If they lose, they don't. No, dummy. Log off. You're terrible at this. Doesn't matter. If you're not in the college football playoff, your bowl game doesn't mean shit. It doesn't. Sorry. Anyway, that's just the way that it is. Hate to break it to you.
Georgia Tech, yeah. Scott brings that up. The Georgia Tech BYU game was a good one yesterday.
Fun to watch, but in the grand scheme of things, nobody will remember it. Anyway, real quick, this was written by Will Vandervoort at the Clemson Insider. And he says, talked about Dabo Swinney's seat is hot. Proof is in the pudding. Will used to be a friend of the program. Used to come on my Fox Sports show all the time. But he talked about some stuff with Clemson today. And he talked about Dabo Swinney possibly being on the hot seat. And you know what? I think it comes down to this. Dabo Swinney set up a standard at Clemson where Clemson expects to be competitive on the national championship front. When you go 7-5, that is not good. That is not the standard that is set forth from which Sweeney established. So it broke the streak of like 14 years in a row where they won at least 8 games. And I hate to break it to you guys. Yeah, 7-6. Thank you, Baylor man.
Yeah, especially
the thing that I wanted to bring to the program this evening is that unless he makes sweeping changes, and by sweeping changes I mean that entire offensive coaching staff needs to be fired, with the exception of the offensive line coach. The rest of them, thank you for your, we wish you best in your future endeavors. I don't think
why
you
does
can.
the offensive line coach get a pass?
Because he's developed 2 offensive linemen into all ACC prospects or all ACC players. So I think that he's done more than his job. Clemson was near the top of the ACC as far as grading out with their offensive linemen at tackle. And I just think that he's good. I think he's a good offensive line coach. But the offensive coordinator, he should have been left in New York City. Don't even let him on the damn plane. CJ Spiller, same thing for you. When I look at this team and I see where they were to how they've regressed, and it's literally jumping off a cliff. And if they don't,
yesterday's game, there was a clear lack of effort from them on the offensive side of the football, which I was telling someone earlier. I mean, they weren't running through contact. Looked like, in fact, they were shying away from it. Lack of effort, a lot of drop balls, just really bad.
I agree with you on that, but it just I'm done with Klubnik. I think that Klubnik he holds like the all-time Clemson completion record or whatever. I mean, I would have rather had Kelly Bryant out there throwing the ball yesterday than Klubnik.
Well, he started crying yesterday after the game.
God.
But at some point yesterday, they interviewed Dabo, and it was something he said something about some throw. He said he's got to be able to make that throw. I'm like, God dang! I mean, this is a 4th-year guy. This is his last game. If he's not going to make it now, and then it's likely he's never gonna make that throw for you there, sir. But there's there's a lot of overreaction and stuff. I was in a group today.
Right. Well,
somebody made the comment that was it on it was on the Gamecock message board. One of them said that was the worst quarterback. He was the worst quarterback that he had ever seen at Clemson. And I said, seen Nealon Green play football?
Yeah.
Which this might have been a younger dude. So, I mean, I don't really know. But, I mean, this definitely not the worst.
Remember Will Proctor? Fuck him, too.
Yes.
No, but here's the other problem, too. Clemson has no idea who's going to be their starting quarterback for next season. Now, I know that the simpletons will be like, oh, it'll be Denson. But this coaching staff doesn't believe in Vizina or whatever his name is. Yeah, that's just the way that it is. I mean, we don't know enough about him. Peg and Megan's already over there being a dumbass. I would cry too after realizing I spent my college career answering to Dabo. 2 national titles, you fucking idiot. Remember that. Okay? You sometimes, I don't know what your problem is. You've gone over the edge with all that Ovaltine you're drinking or whatever the hell it is you're doing. You need to start going back to bed like a regular old man than trying to run your mouth on the program. It's not helping you. Anyway, jackpot dropped off there. Peckerhead says Klubnik from Heisman favorite to UDFA. That's the Dabo special. Well, another dumb you and Peg and Megan should get together and hang out. There you go. You guys could hang out and hold each other's hand. So I agree with Knippy over there. Clemson has to get to the transfer portal to be relevant. if they're going to next season, if they're going to have any shot of finishing at 8-4 or better, then you're going to have to hit that transfer portal. Aaron Nolan is available. Well, that guy couldn't crack the starting lineup at 4-8 shithole South Carolina, so he's not welcome up there. I mean, calm down with all that. Anyway, Jackpot will be joining us here momentarily. He just dropped off there. I don't know what happened to him, but I'm going to go ahead and open up the phones here. Cocky Twan with a good point there, saying that, why don't Dabo become a preacher? That's funny too. As we wait on Jackpot here. Dabo has an interview set up at the Tennessee Titans. Well, could be worse. As we wait for Jackpot to load up there. So my brother got me this hat. This Clemson hat. Hey, Jackpot. There you go. Unmute yourself, buddy. It says your mic is not connected. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, Jackpot's right there. B-Beam's giving him grief about his as we're waiting on Jackpot to figure out his microphone. I'm going to go ahead and invite people to join the program here. Talking about Jackpot has the old there you go, Jackpot. That's better. I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened. The internet went out.
All right. If you want to join the program, feel free. There is the way to go. The reason that I think that Clemson is on a downward spiral right now is not only the coaching staff, especially on the offensive side of the ball, that is inept. It also has to do with recruiting, where they're not finishing in the top 7 or 8, which is where they were when they were winning those national titles. Sven, welcome to the program, sir.
Good morning. I'm tired as hell. I have a 15-hour flight behind me. Jackpot.
Cool. Sven, how are you, sir?
Check your PayPal. I sent you some money. I had a bet with Barney who finishes better in the SEC, Mississippi State or Kentucky, and we both ended up with the same record. And we said we spent the money for you when you do your charity thing. You know?
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So if Barney sent more money, let me know this. Yeah. And I match it, but not today. I'm tired as hell. We deal with this on Wednesday, and you tell me how much you sent, and I send you Wednesday live the rest of the money. I sent you $10. I don't know how much Barney sent. So
I'll let you know.
Yeah. We get it fixed. But I was in Vancouver, in Canada, at my son's house, and I had little time to join the program and deal with this. So, Rob, you need a quarterback, huh?
Need a lot of things.
In Cincinnati is a really good quarterback. 2,800 yards, 28 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Brennan Thorsby. He's the best quarterback in the portal right now.
There's not a lot of guys in that portal that are worth a damn, to be honest with you. So
Thorsby is really good. He can. I saw him one time. He can run a little bit, and I mean, Cincinnati is not a world beater, but 28 touchdowns and 5 interceptions is no slouch, and it's better as everything.
Well, but I'm not going to be a dum-dum. Guy's going to come from. He's going to be the greatest thing ever, and oh my God, he was great there. So he's going to be great here. I think,
but he can help you. Maybe.
But at this juncture, Jackpot and I could be back there taking snaps and probably throw better than half these fools.
I doubt that.
I would take Jackpot yesterday. Okay. Throwing passes over Klubnik at some point. Klubnik was just flat out pissing me off the way he was throwing the ball.
You know what Jackpot
So-
would do at Clemson's quarterback?
Well, Jackpot would give a shit.
180 interceptions per game,
If
but
Jackpot
on purpose.
he'd feel that pride, and he'd actually
He
want to go
hates
out
you
there.
guys.
No, he would not want to go out there and look like a dickhead on national television. He would try to at least throw completions. So there you go with that.
So, guys, I drop out. Just want to make sure, Jackpot, you check it out, and we deal with this on the next show. Okay?
Gotcha.
Got you.
Thank you, man.
Have a nice
Appreciate it,
day,
buddy.
guys.
All right,
Gotcha,
there you
man.
Peg and Megan, welcome to the program, sir. Oh, it's Begging Megan. Begging Megan, welcome to the program. This is where you talk. All right, well, get your shit together. We'll get back to you. Peckerhead, welcome to the program.
Couldn't get his shit together in time, could he, Rob?
Well, I'm not going to sit here and listen to him snort.
Hey, thank you, Walk It Off Sports. That was perfect timing right when I joined in. The Pats did, in fact, win the AFCs. My condolences, Kale.
Yeah, they dominated the Jets today.
My condolences. Honestly, you didn't deserve that. They did some unspeakable things to your Jets squad. I don't necessarily
so did
condone
everybody.
everything that happened on the field, but it happened.
Everybody's fucking Jets this year. It's not really fair.
Yeah,
I saw
everybody's
something,
mouth full of them.
Brady Cook has thrown, I think I read something. It was like in his 3 starts or 4 starts coming into this game, he had thrown something like 1 touchdown with 8 turnovers total.
Right.
Does that sound accurate?
Yeah.
God.
I mean, I don't even know where to go from there.
Well,
Look,
hold up.
I think that congrats to your Pats.
Thanks, sir. I have to shock the world today, gentlemen, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure you're prepared for it. So get your nitroglycerin ready, throw it under the tongue if you start seizing out. But gentlemen, I got a surprise. Drum roll, please.
Oh, dear God.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
Now you're a double peckerhead.
Come on now. You ain't never seen nothing so fine.
What is that?
Great.
Oh, God.
Talk to me. We made it happen. We made it happen. B-Bean, that is accurate. Go ahead and highlight that one. Go ahead and throw that one up there for all to see. Peckerhead
Double
really is a peckerhead. Come on now. Come on now. Listen, the people weren't ready. I had to do it to them. All right? It's about to be 2026. I'm moving different. You can't stay the same, okay? You got to evolve or kick rocks. That's what Dabo doesn't understand, okay? He could learn a thing or two from this. Let's just be honest, gentlemen.
Holy shit.
Oh, I'm getting a hold up some fan mail from my buddy Paul. He's loving it. He's loving it over there. By the way, Paul, the #1 certified Carolina Jackpot fan.
That's it.
I mean, he absolutely is. If you thought you were, he's got the stats to prove it. You're not. And Kale has the receipts on that. Rob, you don't even know.
Yeah, he's officially head of the fan club.
I think he is the real deal Bradley Beal, gentlemen. And it couldn't go to a finer individual. I'll just throw that out there. But touching on this, bowl games don't matter. I know 2 specific Pop-Tarts who would rough you up something serious if you said that to them in a dark alley. I mean, that Pop-Tart bowl was electric, gentlemen. If
You played the bowl last year.
Well, I think if every bowl game took itself as casual and less serious as that Pop-Tarts bowl, they would all be a lot better. Because you could tell they know they're not the Super Bowl. It's the damn Pop-Tarts bowl. But the fact that they took it so unserious, I feel like made it, for the past 2 years, some of the best bowl games of the cycle. What do y'all think?
I think in the end, who was in the Pop-Tart Bowl last year?
Fuck, I don't even know. I don't even know. I just remember those damn Pop-Tarts, man.
I'm not mocking you, but I'm just saying, people don't
Was it
wake
Miami?
up.
It was Miami and Iowa State, wasn't it?
I think that's correct. Jackpot, you could make that argument, and I wouldn't know because I don't remember. The reason why is because in the end, people will remember the Pop-Tart Bowl for the dancing Pop-Tarts and the toaster and all that. You're not going to remember who played in it.
I remember that game stood out because Cam Ward quit at halftime.
He did, didn't he?
Right, but here's the other thing too. You don't start your season thinking, you know what? I want to go to the Pop-Tart Bowl. Nobody does that. So that's why everybody wants to go to the playoff, and that's what you should be doing. You know?
Are y'all back ready? Are y'all ready to go back to the days, I should say, of Blue Bloods paying players under the table when that $22 million salary cap hits? It's just going to be like the old days, man.
Well, there's going to be no way for them to if there is that $22 million salary cap that people are talking about, there'll still be people paying money on the side and everything.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's going to be back to like 2008 football, and all might be right with the college football landscape again.
Well, here the thing is that I agree with you too on that front. I think that there's going to be a lot of the $500,000, instead of the $500 handshakes, it's going to be the $500,000 handshakes now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what it's going to come back down to is that.
Inflation made it that.
Well,
Chris over in the comment section says South Carolina had a great practice today. No, wrong. They didn't have any practice today, but if they had made a bowl game, it would have been a good thing because they would have had an extra 15 practices to look great in because they always look outstanding in practice.
Yeah.
Well, and that is the only thing to come away from bowl season with is that you get an opportunity to have extra practices with your guys.
It's like an early spring
visit.
Really.
I think you get more visits too because it shuts down the visit period if you're not in a bowl game.
Yeah. That's another good point.
That's probably the biggest thing of it all.
But you end up with games like last night where San Diego State was having to roll their fourth string quarterback out there. Crum was their fourth string quarterback who'd never taken a college snap. He's out there taking snaps. That's what you're sending out there to represent your program.
Can't believe San Diego State actually has a fourth string quarterback.
Aztecs. No way he's on scholarship.
Oh. But the whole point is that these bowl games just don't matter anymore other than the extra practices. And the coaches need to start using them the right way. I'm going to tell my upperclassmen, unless you are 100% completely all in to play next season, you're not playing in the bowl game. I'm going to run my freshmen out there. It's going to be a JV squad. That's what I would throw out there. That way I get those guys meaningful snaps. They get 12 practices as the number ones.
Will Sweeney at quarterback?
Why not? At this juncture, see what you've got. See what you've got.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Can you imagine the scenes?
Look, you could take Shane Beamer, a perfect example of this. Take Shane Beamer. He could take Air Nolan, who transferred out. I'm just using this as an example. Beamer could pitch to him, look, you've got an opportunity. You want to be QB1? You're going to be QB1 for all 12 of the bowl practices, and I'm going to start you in this bowl game. You want to show how great you are on national TV in the Duke's Mayonnaise Bowl? Get your ass out there and let's see it. You tell me that kid wouldn't want to play that? That's a hell of a
me personally, I think Aaron Nolan might just suck. But Beamer ain't that guy. He ain't just gonna, I've seen it for years. He ain't gonna hand you the job.
I'm just
but
saying
I get what you're saying. Hypothetically,
yeah. Not even for we can use
insert who. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I just don't think a lot of coaches operate like that anymore.
Why did Klubnik have to play yesterday? Seriously.
That's a fair point. But
what does that do for you next season? Your season's already shit. You're 7-5. Why roll this guy out there?
Well, I was thinking of this, gentlemen, and let me know what y'all think. And this would really benefit because, I read something about North Texas. They won their bowl game, best team of the year. Everybody's leaving. Our best team in history. Everybody's leaving. Let me know what y'all think of this, though. Could fix the transfer portal situation, or mitigate the losses, I should say, because I've got a feeling a lot of these smaller teams, they're just going to give up on football. Personally, if you have one good year, everybody leaves. There's no incentive to have a football program anymore if you're a smaller team. But here's the idea I had.
Yeah.
What if when a player transfers out, the team he transfers to has some sort of buyout on the player like you would have for a coach? The team in which the player transferred out of gets a kickback. I think that would save a lot of these smaller programs who I potentially think down the road will just flat out cut out football because it doesn't make financial sense. But if you got, let's say, a high 4-star transfer out of North Texas, he goes to Ohio State. Ohio State's forced to pay his, who knows, $2 million NIL evaluation to him and to North Texas. What do y'all think of that?
I don't know. We'd have to see all that on paper and how it would work out. I mean, I get where you're coming from on that, but
yeah, because I'm worried we're going to start seeing a lot of these smaller teams just cut their football team because it doesn't make sense anymore for them to even compete.
Like Napier at where's Napier taking over at?
James Madison.
So James Madison has 2 players returning from their 22 starters. They have 2 starters returning out of the 22 that started. And I think it was 80% of the backups are gone as well. So that entire team at James Madison that went to the college football playoff this year is gone.
It's crazy. And not only that, I'll throw this in here. They have to repay all the scholarship money from the previous school. Why the hell not? Why the hell not? I think that would give a lot of protection to these smaller teams who get gutted at the end of every year. I mean, can you imagine being a football coach? Just put yourself in their shoes. You're a football coach, and year after year, let's say you fucking average 7 wins at a dog shit program. Year after year, your turnover is you get 1 returning starter back, and he's probably your 22nd best player out of those 22 starters. You can't operate. There's no upward trajectory. There's no way your team is ever going to reach the next step, reach the next plateau, unless you're already established as far as like a very high money generating school, a good football school. You stand no chance. So there has to be something in financial terms just to keep these teams around.
I like the idea of there's a cap on how many players you can bring in. So if you bring in, you can bring in 8 guys. That's the max. No more than 8. No more than 8 transfers. Sorry, that's it. Now, and then you could levy it around too. Like if your team, if you have a coaching change or whatever, you can play with those numbers a little bit. But if you have the same coaching staff, it's 8 guys. That's what you can bring in. No more, no less. End of discussion. I don't know how we're going to get away from people doing the $500,000 handshake. That's just going to continue to happen. One of my favorite stories of the week, though, was Whittingham going from Utah to Michigan. Michigan, when you stop and look at it, my favorite thing with that, they didn't have to pay anything extra for Whittingham to come to the program, and they fired Sherrod Moore with costs, so they don't have to pay his buyout. So on a financial side, they got a championship level coach. That's kind of what he was at Utah, to come to their program without having to, pay a huge buyout or anything. I mean, shout out to Michigan for doing it, I guess, somewhat the right way.
I can't believe, and even in the early 2000s, which, by the way, this could be a fix for that going forward. I can't believe the IRS hasn't came down the throats on these athletes getting those handshake deals. I mean, hell, could you imagine the NCAA just kicks back $1 million to the IRS just to focus on D1 athletes?
There's no way. I don't understand how you can.
Well, if a kid goes from living in a Section 8 house, goes to Ohio State with no sort of income, and is now driving a Lamborghini, I think that would be evidence enough, in my opinion, if I'm an IRS agent.
I don't know, man. I think it's too hard to prove, to be honest with you. But
I don't know. There got to be something. They'll figure it out. Oh, probably not. NCAA is a shithole. Hell, I don't see a pathway forward where college football gets better. Hopefully the Gamecocks just level up. And that brings me to what I wanted to really talk about tonight, gentlemen. It could just be the Gamecock in me.
yeah,
It damn sure could, but I'm feeling a bit optimistic about this year, gentlemen. I really am. I think the hires we brought in, I think you can laugh. Is Kale going to sleep?
no, Kale's fine. He's over there. He's trying not to laugh at you.
Kale's getting tired. I'm gonna cut it short. I know that man's a working man. I gotta get up early too. But go Gamecocks, go Coach Beam. The Beamer Reaper is coming for the college football landscape. Sounds like last year. Dude, your best fucking player left halfway through the year. Why are you still commenting? Go re-recruit your own team like you have to do every year, buddy. That's all Tennessee fans know. Re-recruiting your own team. That's what you
Yeah,
do.
how many players did they have that got either kicked off the team or quit this year?
I'm telling you what, and he's in here talking about sounds like last year. I mean, miss me with that, dude. I would rather lose every single game of the year than have to sit there week 4 re-recruiting my own players who are on scholarship. I mean, that's some pitiful ass shit, man. Don't talk to me, man. But am I wrong, Rob?
Well, wait a minute, Peckerhead. Let's just be real here, okay? 2 of the last 3 seasons, you've had losing seasons. You were a preseason top 10 team in some publications. You had a quarterback who I thought was going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. You had, I think, one of the best defensive players in football on your team, and you went 4-8. So it's kind of hard to be optimistic.
I get
when you
that,
have those
Rob,
guys coming back, and for me to sit here and say, "Oh, South Carolina," I mean, yes, South Carolina should be better next year. In theory, they were 4-8 this year. They have to go better than 4-8. So maybe that's what you're seeing. I don't know.
No, I think we get. It's a lot more favorable of a schedule this upcoming year. Honest to God, I think we're gunning for at least 8 wins this year. I believe we're fully in the running for Chaz Coleman, the number 1 portal player. Pair him up with Dylan Stewart and have D Barnes coming in coaching him up. I mean, Barnes has put out nothing but success at Penn State. Yatora Gross-Matos, this is all since 2020. 38th overall pick on the D-line. 12th overall pick in Michael Parsons. 31st in Odafa Owa.
That's awesome.
38th in Arnold Ibiki-Tay. 21st in Chop Robinson. And 3rd in Abdul Carter. And he's already been the coach. He already recruited and secured a commitment to Chaz Coleman.
All of that's great.
It is. And that's why I'm excited.
In reality, you had those 2 guys who were legit studs, and you went 4-8.
Well, you're talking about a lot of different factors in that. It was mainly piss poor offensive coaching.
Well, just piss poor coaching in general. But
I don't know. I'd say piss poor offensive coaching. I think the defense held up well, and I think they added some really good additions to that coaching staff. Arguably the best defensive line coach in the country. Running backs coach, you've got an elite talent, brought in nothing but elite talent in his time at running backs coach. Have you ever looked at a Penn State? Hold up. Have you ever looked at a Penn State team and said they have a bad running back?
Well, I've looked at Penn State teams that, don't finish the job. They beat people that they're supposed to beat, and they can't win a big game.
See, you answered a different question. Have you ever looked at a Penn State team and said they have a bad running back?
I don't know. I don't really pay attention. Jackpot's more the Penn State guy on the program. I don't really.
Well, he's not enough. I'm heading out. I've taken up a lot of time, y'all. Go Gamecocks. I'd suggest letting this man sleep tonight. He's a working man, but
do that.
Peace. Go Gamecocks. Before I go, surprise! I'm going to the divisional round, baby. Peckerhead heading to Boston. Damn it! Let's make it happen. Go Gamecocks.
Megan. What's up, buddy?
Jackpot, you awake, buddy?
Yeah, he's awake over there.
You sure? I haven't heard a word from him yet.
I don't know. What do you got for the show, buddy?
Hey, real quick, just want to bring up the fact that you just kind of laughed at Peckerhead for being overly optimistic,
Right.
and then you talked about what he said last year about me, or you actually said they were a preseason top 10 or something.
Yep.
Where were you guys preseason?
I don't know if we were in the top 10 or not. We were a top 15 team though.
They were in the top.
I thought you were top
4.
10. And what'd you finish?
We finished 7-6, sir.
Is that good? I don't know. You tell me. I mean, is that
there
good? Because I don't know. You tell me. You tell me, Rob. Is that
There were
good?
people out there that thought that Penn State Clemson game was going to be a national.
And can you repeat what you said at the beginning of the show towards me, Rob? I kind of missed half of that. Go ahead.
I said that you were a dum-dum. I know that. What else did I say? I don't remember. Go ahead and, I mean, I'm sure you want to have the reporter read it back. I don't know. Just think dumb and you together. That's probably what I said.
Okay. Rob,
Yes.
I've cut you a lot of slack, but the bottom line is I told 3 people.
Are you my dad? You're cutting me slack now? Oh,
Somebody
you better keep your mouth shut when we get home. I'm going to put soap in it. Like I'm scared of you. Calm down.
Yeah, the rest of the SEC actually is your dad. Somebody's got to be your dad, Rob, because you're a little tiny boy. You're a fat fuck marshmallow soft bitch who worships a team with Gomer Pyle as their fucking head coach with that big Toucan Sam nose on his fucking ridiculous beak, running a fucking football program with a McDonald's fucking playground as all of the 18-year-old boys run around sliding down slides into ball pits. You dumb motherfucker. I told 3 people who listen to this show, I said, you watch. He'll bust on how bowl games don't mean anything. But by the way, the ACC has a better record than the SEC.
Well,
Meanwhile, they mean nothing. You talk against yourself nonstop. You double down on the dumb shit you say left and right. The bottom line, and by the way,
sir, you're proving my point. Are you going to let me speak now? Okay.
I'm proving your point. Proving your point.
You're proving my point that you've lost your mind. I said the bowl games don't matter, and I gave those bowl records to prove that. I cannot help that you only listen to the first 8 seconds of things that I say and then trot on off into la la land. Okay? That was my point with bringing up those records. That proves the bowl game. If Missouri played Virginia on October the 17th, they win by 3 touchdowns. I know that, and you know that. But they played in a meaningless bowl game last night, and Virginia held them to 7 points. Are you catching up yet?
I'm not even here defending Missouri if they played in October.
I'm trying to prove my point to you that these bowl games don't mean shit. That was the gist of the conversation, and it went.
It wasn't
your head,
but it wasn't the gist of the conversation because you are little brother. You've got little brother syndrome to the SEC because you could not stand the fact that you year after year in and out.
I'm not worried about the SEC. I'm worried about.
Yes, you are because you're obsessed with it. You are
the SEC. I'm worried about my team, sir. I'm worried about how my team plays. Now, I know that you have to ride that SEC scrotum so much.
Oh, my God.
They've won. The Big Ten's won the last
Same
2
old shit.
Where's the SEC been?
Same old shit.
Let me give you what the narrative is. That way you can use this on another show later on. You could be like Parrot. Well, we've had to play each other and we beat each other up so much that we're beat up when it comes to January. You can use that. That's the proof from the SEC offices. Okay.
Rob.
What else you got?
What else do I got? By the way, I will give you credit for finding a hat gayer than the last 2 shows that you wore that evidently fucking Liberace gave you. What the fuck was it? And now you got on one gayer than the last time.
Once again,
you soft marshmallow fuck. Listen to me really carefully, Rob.
Look, if you don't like the troops, sir, that's on you. Clemson is a
I don't like the truth. Well, the truth is your team is in a fucking spiral.
I said troops, you idiot. Listen, you deaf fuck.
I'm a deaf fuck.
Yes, troops is what I said, not truth. Troops. Listen. That's very, very hard for you. Okay?
Rephrase what you just said involving troops.
First, Clemson was a military school at first. Regalia was part of the stuff with the uniforms and everything up there. That's why we have a purple for military appreciation. That's what this hat is. I don't understand what your problem is with my hat. But anyway, go ahead.
How does that explain the one you had on for the last two shows that evidently Ricky Martin threw to
Christmas hat, sir? I cannot help that you're the Ebenezer Scrooge of the program. You just run around screaming nothing for anyone. It was a Christmas hat, sir. Once again, I'm sorry that what I wear hurts your feelings. You can wear some other things too. You can make your own choices. You don't have to worry about what I wear.
Shut the fuck up. That last hat was signed by Ricky Martin that you got in a 1998 concert by that motherfucker. You know that.
He's covering up the tank tops.
It was about Christmas, sir. You don't like
Listen
Christmas?
to me very carefully. I went back and watched the last two videos that you ran that big dumb cum sucker in, and you said Dabo has won multiple national titles, right?
Yes.
Now, Jackpot, I would kind of like to involve you in this conversation because this dumb fucker has a habit of taking over a conversation. Does he not say multiple all the time, which really means two? So you could say he won 12 national titles or two, but then cover it by the word multiple. Is that not true, Jackpot?
Yeah, correct. I mean, you can do
yes. I tell you what, just for you.
What did I just say, Big Mouth? What did I just say? Who the hell am I talking to?
I don't give a shit who you're talking to. Why
I'm asking Jackpot, you queer.
Why are you so upset tonight, sir? What is wrong with you?
I am asking Jackpot. Here's the thing. You play word games with people. Dabo has won multiple national titles. That means two, not 12 or 99, which technically multiple would cover. Is that not the truth, Jackpot?
You're so fucking stupid, he's not even listening to you. But anyway, continue.
I'm afraid he is. He's having technical difficulties. I
did not boot him.
But you were things like that on purpose.
Slow. I tell you what, because you're slow, I'll say that Dabo Swinney.
I'm slow. Yeah. I'm slow.
Multiple, you don't understand. So
I do understand multiple. I just stated what multiple means. You dumb fuck.
Multiple.
I just stated what it means. It means more than one. So you choose to use the word multiple to give the impression that he's won more than two national titles. But multiple technically means two or 102, doesn't it?
Multiple means more than one, sir.
That's exactly what I just said, you dumb fuck. It's exactly what I just said. And I'm the one who doesn't listen. You fat fuck.
Anything else you want to say, sir?
Yeah, fuck Dabo, fuck Clemson, and fuck the ACC.
Anything else? By the way, that is Peg and Megan, known Georgia fan, who swears up and down that Georgia's going to lose like 5 or 6 games every year. So there you go.
I missed the rest. I don't know what I did there. Something I don't know what I'm doing tonight. Knocked myself off the show.
Well, yeah, he probably thought that I booted you. I didn't boot you. I don't know. I don't know what his problem is. Cockaboose, welcome to the show.
Why would you boot me?
Thanks. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Hey, there's no way I can follow that up. So just letting you know right now. Hey, I was going to respond to what Peckerhead said, a couple things that he was talking about. One thing he was talking about was if they're going to have a salary cap in college football moving forward, and he was talking about ways to get around that. I'm going to tell you right now, the way the Supreme Court has ruled on the NIL, I don't think there's anything you can do, even if you put a salary cap in, because what's going to happen is the big schools are just going to go, the boosters from those big schools are going to go to local car dealerships and restaurants and everything, and they're going to be like, hey, we need you to put this player in for a 30-second ad or whatever, and we're going to pay him for your business, but we're going to pay him $2-3 million. I mean, that's how they skirt that. I mean, that's how they're going to get around that stuff. And they can't stop that because the Supreme Court has said you cannot tell an athlete or an individual what they can do, what they can and can't do with their name, image, and likeness.
Well, I think that's what the NIL was originally intended to be anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're going to get around that.
It wasn't originally intended to be, here, we're giving you a bag from the collective. It was supposed to be you go cut an ad at the car dealership, or you do an ad for Dr. Pepper or whatever, or Bojangles or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but also you could use your name, like if you were like I remember like the Central Florida kicker had like his own YouTube channel, and he got suspended because he did stuff on his YouTube channel using his name and his likeness on his YouTube channel, and he got a couple $100 from YouTube, and the NCAA was investigating. So stuff like that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of ways you can get around that now, because used to in the old days, if you took any money for anything, you're no longer eligible because you're no longer an amateur. Now you're a professional. Mm-hmm. And then the Supreme Court came in and they said, no, can't do that. That's unconstitutional. And so now there's all kinds of ways they can skirt that legally. So, and there's nothing that college can do. So that cat's out of the bag. They'll never be able to put that back in there. So, I mean, it is what it is now. Now you just got to go out there and compete. So there's no hope. There's no trying to limit, trying to worry about sending somebody out there to investigate somebody who was poor and now driving a Lamborghini. They can do that now. It's all, I mean, there's ways they can get around that. You don't have to give somebody a fistful of cash like that and have a bag man like they did in the old days. So we're never going to go back to those days. Those days are over. That's the first thing I was going to say about that. Second thing, did I hear him correctly, Peckerhead, say that we have an easier schedule next year? Did South Carolina has an easier schedule last year? Did I hear him say that?
No, I don't think to be fair, okay, because we try to be fair around here. I don't think he said you had an easier schedule. I think he said you had a more favorable schedule, I think is the term that he used. I think that's what he said. I don't think he used the word easy. If he wants to come across and say that it was easy, fine. I think you said more favorable is what he said.
Okay.
You can go back and listen. So
we have Georgia and Clemson to end the year back to back.
Well, these may be the tougher teams that we play are at home. Maybe, I don't know.
Look, I'm looking at the schedule now. You've got Kent State, Towson, open up with Mississippi State, then Alabama on the road, Kentucky at home, at Florida, home with Tennessee, at Oklahoma. That's a brutal October there, other than the Kentucky matchup. I'm having to go down to the swamp. I got Tennessee at home, Oklahoma on the road, A&M at home, at Arkansas, and then home for Georgia before heading to Clemson. So
let me tell you, I know there's some optimism, and I understand it, and I want to be optimistic too about what's getting ready to happen. We got the big three back, and I didn't think we would. I knew Dylan Stewart was gone. I can't believe he came back. Honestly, I guess we had a bag man somewhere back there, paid him some money.
Yeah,
I guess it's kind of a good thing, but because I thought he was gone after he ran off the field during the alma mater. I was like, well, he ain't coming back. And when that happened mid-year, but anyway, it's going to be with that 9-game SEC schedule. It's going to be extremely difficult. And I just don't. I'm not going to get excited about having some great year going back to the playoffs. I don't think
the adage that you wouldn't win a game in October, and you didn't do that this year. I could see you winning 2 games after October 3rd. If I'm just looking at the schedule right now, I see 2 games that.
If you actually think about it, it's actually a better thing because you swapped out a game against Miami for a game against Arkansas.
Yeah. But I could see 2 wins. October 3rd with Kentucky. I don't know what Florida's got. And then at Arkansas, which they're going to be in completely rebuild mode, in my opinion. So maybe there's 3 games after that.
Nah, we're going to be better than that.
But he said more favorable than last
year. It's an 8 or 9 win team.
but he said more favorable than last year. Technically, you're swapping out a game between a terrible Virginia Tech team with Arkansas. That's probably
I've just got a question, Cockaboost. Can I?
Did I misquote you, sir?
I did say more favorable, Rob. That was perfect quote. But I've just got a question for Cockaboost and the rest of the panel.
Okay.
Would you rather play away at Ole Miss, okay, or home versus Mississippi State?
Oh, I mean, I guess home versus Mississippi State. Yes.
I agree. Damn it, I agree. Would you rather play away at LSU or home versus Arkansas?
Home versus Arkansas.
More favorable schedule.
Well, we're playing Georgia at home. We're playing at
Georgia.
Season.
I don't care. But listen, you're not gonna an SEC schedule ain't gonna come with nothing but cupcakes. You're gonna get a Georgia mixed in. You're gonna get a fucking tough matchup.
I'm not disagreeing.
But if you compare the two schedules, we don't got to go away to Missouri. Missouri's had our number for years. I think the schedule stacks up more favorably.
I don't know.
What
the heck happened to Missouri last night? Why can we not play them when they look like that?
They were playing whack-a-mole.
They had a bunch of
ask a question? Can I ask a question, Peckerhead?
Sure.
Peckerhead, would you rather play 9 SEC teams in a year or 8 SEC teams?
Well, and let me give some context. I think the switch between 8 and 9 is lessened by the fact that we're playing two absolute jokes of FCS teams outside of our typical Power 5 team, Clemson. So last year we had Virginia Tech to start off the year. They were our other Power 5 out-of-conference team. This year all we're going to have is Kent State and Townsend. So I think when you compare – I mean, it goes both ways. Yeah, 9 SEC games is harder. However, with our typical, I think we've played an out-of-conference Power 5 team outside of Clemson every year for about as long as I can remember. That stops this coming year. So you got to kind of take the ebbs and the flows. I think that cancels each other out.
Hey, let me ask you.
Jerry Wells says UVA is a better ball team. Okay, yeah.
Sure. Is that not a fair point, though, gentlemen?
No. Peckerhead, in all honesty, I agree with what you just said. As far as the out of conference and playing an SEC foe, we always play Clemson. That's a give. But yeah, but that extra SEC game with the talent we had this year and the production we put on the field, I get your point with the schedule. What's at home, what's away. But at the end of the day, do you really think it's going to get better? Because, damn, I want it to. But
and I said this earlier, it could just be the Gamecock in me. I granted, I'm a in terms of the viewership of the channel, I'm a younger Gamecock fan, a bit more wet around the ears, but I feel something this year that I haven't really felt. Last year, I was optimistic because of where we were ranked.
Yeah, I felt that twice in my life when I had 2 children. And and now I'm 40-some years old, and I've never felt it again. Okay,
that's fair. But when is the last time you looked at South Carolina and said they brought in the best at that position as far as coaching goes? Because I could say you looked at the landscape, you had 3 this year.
When they hired Steve Spurrier, sir.
Well, you still had Saban around that. I mean, you still had Saban around that time. I don't think you could consider him the best. He's definitely he's top 5.
South Carolina, yes, that was the best you could.
He's
get.
top 5, but that's more. I'll grant you that. I reckon, but that feeds into my point. Did Spurrier as a hire work out? Yes.
Yes, hell.
Yes, we just brought in the top OC candidate on the market, in my opinion. We brought in the best running backs coach in the market, in my opinion, and the best D-line coach.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
And I'm being as sincere as I can be here. How old are you? Just out 25. Of curiosity. 25?
25. Yep.
Okay. All right. So you've been a fan for 20 years, right? 20.
Give or take. Yep.
All right. You double that. You got me. You probably add 5 or 10 years on that. You got jackpot. And other people. So, I mean, I go back to the Morrison days. Let me say this. I don't know what you do for a living. It's none of my business. But to run a company, a successful company, which is what a head coach does. They are running a company. It might be a football program, but at the end of the day, they're running a company. They're running a multi-million-dollar a year operation. You got to put great people around you. Great people around you make you successful. Okay? What has Shane Beamer ever shown to you? Making $8 million a year that he can be successful of putting great people around him. Let me answer it for you. You don't have to answer it. The answer is zero. He's shown you zero of that because he's done nothing in his career to put himself into position to make those decisions to do that. And then when he had the position to do that, he failed to do it because he was threatened someone would be better than him. He had an NFL pro-style mentality. He has seen it through all the way up to the point I would have told 2 years ago, Jackpot and I had it out. I said he will not lose his job because he's bringing more money in this program than any other coach. This is true. But right now, he has backed himself against the wall. Right now, he's not making the decisions, brother. He's not. Jeremiah Donati is making these decisions.
Hey,
you
I
can
may
believe that or
grant
leave
that,
that
but
alone.
whoever is making those decisions, I grant you it might not be Beamer, it might be Donati. I fully grant that. Whoever is making the decisions, I think those three hires alone and the running backs coach, the D-line coach, and our OC were elite hires. I think
Listen,
they fit
I don't
exactly
want
what
Beamer.
we need.
I don't want Beamer to fail because he is a good person. I don't know if you met him personally, like I had. He is a great guy. He is like a dude that you would take out to your lake house and go fishing off the dock with your children. He is one of those kind of people. You know what I mean? And just sit there for hours and talk. He knows football. I give him that. He knows football. But
You got to hold on. You got to give him credit too for recruiting. What other coach do you know of right now in college football could take a top 10 preseason team, shit the bed, win 4 games, and keep your 3 best players on the roster?
Wait a minute.
That's a fair question, though, Jordan Dealmaker.
It is a fair question, but you have to look at the backside of it. He's a great recruiter, but we've never had a top 10 class since he's been here.
Yeah, but to be fair,
that's
not fair. You haven't had top 10 classes ever. The Clowney class was the last top 10 class you had.
Oh, dude, so don't say ever. We have had a top 10 class.
Yeah, but in the modern era, in the past, 10 years, you've had 0 top 10 classes.
But everybody wants to talk about how great of a recruiter he is, but he's the same recruiter that Will Muschamp was.
Well, hold on, though. I don't know why I'm defending him.
Muschamp couldn't get a quarterback, though.
Well, Muschamp ran off quarterbacks because he was stupid. But the idea, though, is when it comes down to it, you have to measure it on the merit.
I'm not going to lie. That's a fair point.
We have to measure it on the merit of the transfer portal, too. He's brought in guys that ended up being top level talent.
He has. He that. You're right, Rob. He has done that
too. So
he has done that. But you know what? He's failed more than he's won in that category. He has failed more than he's won. Here's the thing, man. Recruiting, is he a great guy? Can he go sit down and talk to your mom, your grandmama, your daddy, your granddaddy, and get you to come to the school? You damn right he can. Can he go sit to the big donors, the $1 billion people in South Carolina and get the money? You damn right he can. But at the end of the day, has he developed talent?
Yes.
Not enough.
I mean, yeah,
not enough to win, but has he developed talent? Yes, there have been
has developed talent. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Sellers just digressed this year. So that
he did.
You know, then we had what was his name out of the private school right there in Columbia, the
Jordan Bird.
You know, he was a bust.
That was a Muschamp
Muschamp recruited him originally, yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
It's kind of harsh to put that on Beamer. I mean, I could throw you Eman Worry. I could throw you Jalen Kilgore.
But listen, those are freak generational talents, though.
I know, but 3-star. They were 3 stars. Lenoris was a 3-star after his first year.
And has Lenoris shown you any further than a 3-star this season, sir?
Nope.
Honestly, probably not. But I said this a while ago, and Rob will back this up. As far as quarterbacks go, I'm a big believer a lot of their development is personal. I don't think there's many coaches taking a quarterback and making him worse. I think it's a quarterback getting lazy and not staying on top of his own development.
Hey, Peckerhead, I have a question. What makes you think that Lenora Sellers is going to be a preseason Heisman candidate next year?
Nothing. Other than his paycheck,
I'm not calling you out. I love Andrew.
Do you want the honest answer?
Yes. I mean, from a 4-8 team.
Do you want the honest answer? Because the people who set that up are so stupid, they're going to look at last year and see who's at the top of the list and put him right back up there.
He'll be he'll be a preseason All SEC quarterback.
I mean, that's the honest answer. Is that not fair, Mike?
That's fair.
That's the honest answer. Nothing on his own merits. It's going to be the shitty voters.
Y'all take away the Heisman shit. Let me ask you this: all 4 of y'all that's in here, what justifies that man making $2 million a year?
I mean, that's the going rate.
What are you talking about? As far as
NIL,
that's the going rate of a quarterback these days, man.
Quarterback. I mean, that's
the going rate.
Quarterback that much. I mean, what do you want to do here? What are you talking about, sir?
Yeah, that's the going rate. I mean,
what am I talking
about?
Somebody just won 4 games.
That's the market value.
Well, the market value of your fart, in my opinion, is $25. Anybody can give it for you? You're only worth what somebody's willing to give you, right?
Somebody would give Sellers $2 million if we did, and I guarantee that.
Yeah, you get more than that anywhere else. I think at an SEC school, I think that
there goes another one. There's $25 more.
Kale is letting them fly tonight. Holy shit!
But no, I mean, I think
that's over there, gentlemen.
On that front, though, I mean, that's what every conference is going to pay their quarterback in that range.
Like a cash register above here.
Okay, all right. Now let me ask you this: you've got an $8 million head. You've got an $8 million head coach who won 9 games. 9 games. 1 year.
Kel, you better go wipe your ass, dude. You nasty fuck.
Yeah, there's some.
Good. It was dry.
Hey,
that was a dry shampoo
$25 I was
fart.
talking about for your fart was a brand new roll of pack of Charmin. That's what I was referring to.
Fuck that. Jackpot needs some sandpaper.
Gamecock fan. Life's been hard on him. Give him the Charmin.
Yeah.
Another thing I don't get is you guys got to remember, man. You've had like 4 or 5 offensive linemen transfer out.
Well,
they can all go.
You know, Jackpot. You know, I made a video the other day.
Get them gone.
He made a video back. We weren't throwing shade at each other, but at the end of the day, he made. I think his words were, "If you're laden with talent, then you don't only have to take 15 recruits with top stars." Well, what in the last 40 hells have y'all been watching? Because we ain't been laden with offensive line talent since I can damn remember.
Well,
I think that's something that'll be addressed.
No, we had a lot of young players on that roster.
He said last year our offensive line is lights out better. He got sacked 42nd most in the college football.
I don't know if I said those specific words of lights out better. I will grant that I probably said that I thought they would be better.
I understand you said it before the season started.
Sacks are a quarterback stat, though. I mean, he ran
into. To be fair, Sellers took a lot of shitty ass sacks on his own. How many times have we been begging him to throw the goddamn ball away?
So did Cade. Cade did the same thing.
Rob, I will agree with you there. Now, listen, the offensive line has a lot to do with sacks, but goddamn, when you run 25 yards backwards, I mean,
you know what I mean? I mean, fucking A. And he wasn't helped by Shula. You want to hear our play concepts, gentlemen? We got 3 wide receivers out, every single one of them running 25 yards down the field. Or we have 3 wide receivers out, every single one of them running 10 yards down the field. We didn't have a single intermediate route throughout the whole fucking year. We didn't run a single goddamn slant route, drag route, out route, anything of the sort. Hell, I can hardly remember a goddamn curl route. I mean, we're running long development plays with a shitty O-line.
To back you up, I remember about 2, and that was
they ran a lot of the RPO stuff too, where he had to make decisions, and if he made the decision to hold on to the ball, he ended up taking some sacks from that too. So, yeah, your offensive line was shit, but a lot of it had to do, I think, with the fact that Shula was inept, and he spooned his ineptness into Sellers, and Sellers made bad decisions.
And I'll just say this. And with our recruiting class, we have, in my opinion, addressed concerns. We went out, got the fucking number 1 guard in the country. I mean, who's complaining about that?
You got one.
Gray coming in. Now, Zion Giles is just as good, man. He's 9th in his position at tackle.
1. How about our running back position?
Running back, I'd imagine like previous years, we're going to attack the portal for running back. It seemed like that's Beamer's strategy.
Okay, how about the rest of the offensive line that's transferred out?
You've
got to have depth. You understand?
I do. I think in this portal cycle, here's what I predict, Jordan Dealmaker. Tell me if you disagree. We're going to get 2 running backs, probably both 4 stars. If I had to guess, 4-star transfers. I'd imagine we take at least 3 to 4 O-linemen.
I think we should take
coming
6.
up the pipe. 6 could very well be in the plans, but I think 3 to 4 quality. 3 to 4 quality O-linemen. Maybe 2 depth pieces. Rely on who you've got there. But that's what I foresee. I don't think you have to go in and get wide receiver. I think, and I said this earlier, I think Jaden Sellers is another diamond in the rough.
You're not going to doubt me. You're not going to get me to disagree with that.
The kid looks great. Jaden Sellers looks great. I don't think wide receiver is a position we need to address. We probably need to get a few DBs in. We lost a good bit of them. I think we're in strong contention, like I mentioned earlier, for the number 1 portal player, edge out of Penn State. He already coached by our guy, D. Burns. I mean,
I agree.
If he can go in, get a good starting running back, solid backup, 3 to 4 solid O-line starters, couple backups, and address the DBs. I mean, there's not many holes to fill in this team. Maybe a linebacker or 2. I mean, Sean Murphy was an absolute shithole all year. That dude was a piece of shit. I hate him. Leave our team, please. God forbid he comes back. I don't even know if he's a pervert.
He played pretty decent.
No, Sean Murphy. Oh, I watched him blow so many coverages, Kale. And he couldn't make a tackle in the open field to save his life. He got juked out of his shoes about 8 times versus Vanderbilt.
I'll tell you what disappointed me the most, in my opinion.
Vanderbilt,
everybody bought in Peckerhead. I know you're a damn lifer, and I get it, and I am too, as far as the Gamecock. But I'm not a lifer to this coaching staff. All right, I'm not. But we've got great players that would show flashes, and then they're sitting their ass on the bench, and you wouldn't see them anymore. Now you can blame it on Shula. That's fine. But at the end of the day, who hired Shula? Well, Shane Beamer.
Yep, Beamer's going to get some credit for that hire. That's damn sure.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, there's only one person you can blame that's responsible for every decision, and that is the head coach. That's the CEO. That's the general manager, whatever you want to name him.
I agree. But changes were made, Jordan. You got to acknowledge that too. You say, hold up. But let me point this out. You can't in the same breath say every coaching hire that was wrong was Beamer's fault. But you like these 3 coaching hires we just got, but it was all denied. I didn't say I
liked them. You said you liked them.
Well, it seemed like that's what you were implying. You don't like them?
No, I don't disagree with them. But at the end of the day, I don't think Shane Beamer made the hires.
But do you see where you're running into? You give them all the credit for the bad hires and none of the credit for what you perceive could be good hires.
Dude, if you're about to get fired and your boss tells you you're going to do this, then you do it.
Yeah. No, you ain't wrong with that.
Okay.
I'm not sitting here thinking, I think Beamer he ain't going around getting bottom of the barrel guys, I don't think.
No, he's done it for 5 years.
Here's what I'll say.
Here's what I'll say. As a lower than what you've done until your boss steps in and says, "Hey, I've done this. I know what I'm doing.
No, I get
You're
it.
going to listen to me, or I'm going to fire you.
But as a coach, and here's just my standpoint on it. I've been, granted, lowly soccer coach. However, if I was in a position to make hires and I had zero influence on the hires, that would have maximum influence on my ability to stay at a team, right? Because I think we all agree these 3 hires are pivotal to Beamer staying with South Carolina.
For sure.
At that point, I would walk. There's no way you're going to sit here in my shoes. I'm not going to be the head coach of a team for on the hot seat, get you, and not have influence on the 3 biggest hires that will influence me staying at the team.
Peckerhead, you're not making $8 million a year. Your ass would stay. So don't even.
He could have made. Well, hold up. He could have made it. What's James Franklin getting at Virginia Tech? He could have walked to Virginia Tech. They offered him the job.
They offered him the job. He turned it down. But
that's what I'm saying.
But at the end of the day, they wasn't going to pay him $8 million a year and play in the SEC. That's a whole different ball of wax.
Well, what's James Franklin make? I mean, they would have pulled out the pocketbook. I promise you that. And hell, as far as a coaching cycle, hear me out, Jordan. And I think I'm going to make a lot of sense here. Head coaching, if you get fired, you're not getting rehired someone, especially someone of Beamer stature, right or wrong. If he gets fired, he's not going to get a head coaching job offered to him next year.
Well, Will Muschamp did because we were dumb enough to do it.
No, well, Beamer ain't Will Muschamp. Beamer wasn't a proven DC.
I would say he would be the head coach of somewhere like Coker College.
I'll give you that totally. I'll give you Coker College. Now hear me out. For pure job security sake, Jordan, and this ties back into my point about the 3 hires directly influence him staying at Carolina. For pure job security sake, if you get fired, you're going to be the goddamn head coach of Coker College. If you thought you didn't have the influence on the 3 key pieces, and
these are some we're some dumbasses. Somebody said, I guess.
Would you not?
Josh Wilson 95 says these are some dumbasses. Well, I mean, click the link and come in and share your knowledge.
Nobody's typing on his goddamn keyboard. Nobody knows what you look like because you're too fucking scared to show your fat ass. So shut the fuck up and keep watching. How about that?
All right, keep going, Peckerhead.
But what I was going to say was, would you? And here's a business move. We're talking about business, right, Jordan Dealmaker? Would you rather have the opportunity of $8 million this year, okay? $8 million this year. You have no influence on the key pieces that will directly influence you on getting fired the following year, leading you to Coker College. Or would you rather have a 5-year, $6 million deal throughout, guaranteed? You get to make your own hires still. If you fail or succeed, you still got 5 years, $6 million.
I would take option 1, sir.
I would take option B.
No, I would take option 1. Let me tell you why I would take option 1. Because if your boss makes your hires, tells you what you're going to do, and you're successful, then guess what? You get another 5-year deal at $8 million.
Yeah, but then you're at that point, it's not in your hands anymore.
Hold on. I gotta correct dumbfuck here. Peg and Megan says Rob is highlighting these comments because his team sucks and his coach is a waterhead.
I agree.
Highlighting them, sir. I'm not highlighting them. Try again.
Is he? Who is he a fan of? Just out of curiosity.
I think Georgia.
He says he's a Georgia fan, but he thinks that Georgia is going to have issues with Florida every year. And
do you know why I don't talk shit to TRD or to you, Rob, or to any other Clemson fan that gets on this show or our show? You know why I don't? Because I have no grounds to.
Oh, you always got grounds. You just gotta chisel it away and figure out where you stand.
But
there's always grounds, Jordan. When there's a will, there's a way.
Clemson is failing. They are going in the opposite direction what they should be right now. But guess what? At least they were at a point they can go opposite. We're still at the point we ain't really went positive.
We keep going bing, bang, bing, bang, bing, bing, bing.
You know what I mean? That's why I don't talk shit to Clemson fans, because there's no shit that I can
But hold up, Jordan. Would you rather go bing, 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 bing? Or...
And to be fair, it's no big deal. It doesn't hurt my feelings either way.
To answer your question,
it is comical though that he's like he wants to make comments about my appearance but won't show his face on the program. That's
I like
that's
to envision Megan kind of
throw
like
a set of
the
balls,
Saul
Peg and
Goodman.
Megan. Show your
Peckerhead,
face.
I will say this. You asked the question, I'm going to answer it. Would I rather be like a pinball or be at the top and then fall? I'd like to be at the top one time. And then I can answer the question. We've never been at the top. If we can get to the top one time, then ask me that question and I'll tell you the answer to it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Can I ask? Can I take the program here in a little bit different direction? I want to ask a question here that I'm seriously interested in.
Freaking 3:30 in the morning to go tater chips. So go with it.
Tater chipping, man.
Hey, I think part of the reason for this little optimism that we're having as Gamecock fans right now, we're getting all the people come back, getting some new coaches come down from Penn State and all this, is because we're not playing in a bowl game, a meaningless bowl game, and we actually have time to focus on next year. Unlike
you about to piss Rob. You about to piss Rob off right here, but keep going.
And the other reason, and I'll tell you why. 2 years ago, when we finished the season 5-7 and didn't make a bowl game, guess what happened that offseason? We went out, got Kyle Kennard, and we got somebody else. I can't remember off the top of my head. Well, we focused. We got Lenore Sellers developed. We got to focus on his development and getting him where he needed to be. Because
his development was Dylan Stewart, sir.
But I'm just saying, we went out and did this, and guess what happened the following year? We didn't play a bowl game. We ended up being 9-3 during the regular season. So all this stuff about bowl games and the practices all meaning something, I have never seen that. Not lately. Okay, I think that's a bunch of crap. I'd rather not play a meaningless bowl game.
Since the playoff has started, people can argue. Some people say 16, some people say 12, some people say 8. At the end of the day, since the playoffs started, bowl games are like Kale's farts. We hear them, but it don't mean shit.
What I'm arguing is I think they could hurt you. I mean, every time we've not had it, we've done better the next year. I just think that there's proof for that.
When you bring up now, listen, I'm not trying to throw shade at you or anything. You talking about?
I gotta read Peg and Megan's comment.
You talking about Kyle Kennard? Kyle Kennard's development.
Thank you, Peg and Megan, for the super chat.
Kyle Kennard's development had nothing to do with coaching. It had to do with the best defensive end on the other side that was getting 3 teams, sir.
My point was, here's my point though. But he was good. Kyle Kennard
was good. And you got to give credit for the recruitment.
The recruitment is what I'm talking about. He went out there and was able to find them. Coaches are actually
get his ass.
I'm sorry. Coaches have time to go out and do those things, recruit from the portal, go out there and go scout players, go out there and recruit high school players whenever they don't have to practice and get ready for a meaningless bowl game. That's my point.
I agree with you there, but can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Who's the lead recruiter? Do you know?
The what? The lead recruit?
The lead recruiter that got Kyle Kennard. Do you know who it was?
The guy that went to LSU?
Hold up.
Negative.
I got to follow up. Let me follow up after you answer.
Negative.
Who was it, Jordan?
Let me follow up after you answer.
I said the guy that went to LSU.
They got Kyle Kennard.
All right, okay. Hold up. By that logic, you give Spurrier no influence on Alshon Jeffrey's recruitment to all Shane Beamer, right?
By that logic, you're right. Shane Beamer did recruit Alshon Jeffrey.
Okay, at least you're consistent. That's all.
You're right. But who recruited Kyle Kennard? You know, Peckerhead. Who recruited him?
Probably Clayton White.
That's exactly
right. The lowdown get down says South Carolina can't have a winning record 2 years in a row. That's not true.
Big Barney Ross with the super chat says Stoops is a manager at a Cinnabon.
That's totally not true.
All right, I've got to let you guys go, man. I want to get
go Gamecocks.
We appreciate you.
Kale, goddamn it for staying up this late. You know what I'm doing? I might just drive the 2 hours, head up to the upstate, get me about 10 bags of Utz. And if you're local to South Carolina, you do the exact same thing. Support the big man, support the fat man, pay the fat man. He deserves it. He put on a clinic for you gentlemen tonight. Go Gamecocks, go Patriots, baby.
All right, Josh, we're going to let Josh in real quick, Jackpot, because he is new, and then we'll get out of here. If Josh will connect his microphone and camera, that's what we're waiting on. But anyway, yeah. Nope, Josh just went away. Fair enough. All right, Jackpot. By the way,
they won 11 games 4 years in a row, 3 years in a row.
Yeah. The second form of the Callaway's Bowl Pick'em Challenge is up on the website. If you are in the challenge, I have already emailed it to you, so check your email. Make sure that you get those games picked before the 30th at 2:00 when Coastal Carolina kicks off. That is when the next game is. So make sure you have your stuff in. If you don't have it in, you got to make sure you get your picks in. Just get your picks in. It's pretty simple. All right, Jackpot, you got anything else?
I don't.
All right, appreciate you guys. We'll see you later on.
Thank you.